Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Michelle Ferguson, and I'm the crochet pattern designer of Two Brothers Blankets. Today, we are going to be crocheting the Dooley Hat. The Dooley Hat features the Wattle stitch, and it matches my Dooley scarf. It's really simple to make. It uses basic crochet stitches, and it has a beautiful texture. For this project, you're going to need some worsted weight yarn. I'm using We Crochet's Mighty Stitch worsted weight. It is a 80% acrylic, 20% superwash wool yarn. It's very soft and it has a nice shine to it, and it's one of my favorites for hats. You're also going to need 2 crochet hooks. You're going to need a smaller hook for your brim gauge, and then a larger hook for the body of the hat. So I'm using an H 5mm and an I 5.5mm crochet hook. I'm using Furl Streamline wood hooks, and I'll link those in the description. And then you'll need your measuring tape, scissors, yarn needle, and all that for finishing your project. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, I'm going to be making the toddler size, which is the smallest size hat. And we're going to be starting with our smaller crochet hook for the brim of our hat. This hat is worked from the bottom up, from the brim up to the top. So we're starting with the H 5mm crochet hook. I'm using this pink Mighty Stitch yarn. And to start off, I'm going to make a slip knot. And for this size, I am going to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 7 chains, and for row 1, I'm going to single crochet in the second chain from my hook. I like to work in the back bump of my chain, so I'm going to turn my chains around, and I'm going to do 1 single crochet in the second chain from the hook, and in each chain across. So I'll have 6 single crochet stitches. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 6 here. And now I'm going to start row 2, which is to chain 1 and turn my work. And it says to do 1 single crochet in the back loop only of each stitch across. So I'm just working into my back loop and doing 1 single crochet in each stitch. And then for my last stitch, I like to work in both loops to give it a nice clean edge, and so there's not any gaps. So that's what I've got so far. This is row 2. Row 2 is our repeat. So for rows 3 through 72, we're going to be repeating row 2 to create our brim. So I'm going to chain 1, turn my work, do 1 single crochet in the back loop only of each stitch across. And then I like to do in both loops for the last. Chain 1, turn, do 1 single crochet in the back loop only. And it's going to give you this nice ribbing effect, which is great for hat brims. And then both loops for the last. So this is what it's looking like. I'm going to go ahead and do my 72 rows, and then when I'm finished, I'll show you how to join and get started on the body of the hat. All right, I've completed my brim. I've done 72 rows of the single crochet in the back loop only. And now I'm ready to join it together. So it says to sew both ends of the brim together by slip stitching through both stitches across. And then you're going to turn it to the other side and continue to the body. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 2 ends here and put them together. And I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to, I usually like to do the back loop only and the front loop only of the chain, starting chain, and I'm going to slip stitch in the first stitch, in the next stitch, in the next, all the way across in each stitch. 4, 5, and again, I tend to do the end with all stitches, or all loops, just to keep it nice and firm. All right, and now I've turned it inside out, and this is my brim, and I'm ready to start with the body of the hat. So I'm going to take away my smaller hook, and I'm going to move up to my larger hook, which in my case is an I 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. I'm going to go ahead and stick that in there. All right, and so now we're ready for the body of the hat. And what we're going to do for round 1, this is going to be our right side. It says to chain 1 and to work 1 single crochet along the side of each row of the brim. So every single row that we worked, we're going to do a single crochet. So we're going to have 72 single crochets. So I'm just going to work along the side here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and continue all the way around for my first round. All right, I've completed 72 single crochet and joined with a slip stitch to my first stitch. So I've completed round 1 here. Now we're ready for round 2, and this is where we begin using our wattle stitch. So it says to chain 1 and turn our work. So now we're working on the wrong side of the hat. And it says to do a wattle in the first stitch. So our wattle stitch is a single crochet, chain 1, double crochet. And that is the wattle. And then it says to skip 2 and wattle in the next. Single crochet, chain 1, double crochet. And then skip 2 and do it again. And that is our repeat. And we're going to repeat all the way across to the end, and we will join to our first stitch with a slip stitch. So we're going to have 2 skipped stitches at the very end, but we'll just join to the first from there. All right, round 2 is finished. I joined with a slip stitch. See, I've got those last 2 stitches, but I've just joined with a slip stitch. Here, I'll go ahead and show you. So I finished the wattle, and then I've got 2 stitches left. I'm just going to skip those and join to my first. So that is round 2. Now we're ready for round 3, which is going to be our repeat round. So we are going to chain 1 and turn back to the right side, and it says to wattle in each chain 1 space around. So all we're going to do is we've got our chain 1 of our wattle stitch. We're going to work our wattle in there. So single crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and then we'll move on to the next one. Single crochet, chain 1, double. So we're going to work a wattle in each chain 1 space around, and then join to our first stitch. All right, I've completed round 3, and now we're ready to do the repeat. So for rounds 4 through 12 for this size, I'm just going to be repeating round 3. So I'm going to add some length to the body of the hat up to round 12, and then I'll start my decreases. So I'm going to do rounds 4 through 12 off camera now, and then I'll come back and show you how to do the decreases. All right, I have finished through round 12, and here's what my hat looks like so far. Now we're going to get into the rounds where we'll start decreasing to close up our hat. So this is round 13 that I'm about to do for the toddler size. It says to chain 1 and turn, and to wattle in the first chain 1 space. So single crochet, chain 1, double crochet. All right, and then it says to do a single crochet in the next chain 1 space. So just the 1 single crochet stitch. And then it says to do a wattle in the next, chain 1. So single crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and then a single crochet in the next. And we're going to repeat that all the way around. So I stopped here at a single crochet, so I'm going to do a wattle in the next and single crochet in the next. I'm going to repeat it all the way around and join to my first stitch with a slip stitch. All right, we're ready to start row 14. I've chained 1, turned my work, and now I'm going to be doing a single crochet 2 together over the next 2 stitches. So it's the single crochet standalone right there and the double crochet from my wattle stitch. And I'm going to do a single crochet 2 together. So I'm going to insert my hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, insert hook into the next stitch, that double crochet, yarn over, pull up a loop. I have 3 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over and pull through all 3. So I've done a single crochet 2 together over those 2 stitches. Now I'm going to chain 1 and I'm going to work a double crochet into that chain 1 space from the wattle. So I'm essentially making another wattle stitch. I'm just decreasing for that first single crochet. Then I'm going to skip over that single crochet from the wattle from the previous row and go into this next single crochet, that standalone single crochet. And I'm doing an SC 2 together over the single crochet and the double crochet, chain 1, and then a double crochet into the chain 1 space. And that is my repeat. I'm skipping over the single crochet, then doing right there and doing a decrease over the standalone single crochet and the double crochet from the wattle. So SC2 together and then chain 1 and then double crochet into the chain 1 space of the wattle from the previous row. Okay, I'm at the end of this round and I just wanted to remind you for that last wattle, you're going to skip over the single crochet from the wattle in the previous round and just join to the first with a slip stitch. And that's how you finish out round 14. And here's what it looks like so far. All right, we're ready for round 15. So I am going to chain 1 and turn my work. All right, and it says to wattle in each chain 1 space. So every chain 1 space that we've just created, we're going to do just a regular wattle stitch in that chain 1 space. And we're going to repeat that all the way around. And this kind of just keeps it from looking too wonky up at the top with the different kind of decreases that we're doing. And it just kind of smooths everything out from the decreases. So we're just going to repeat around 1 wattle in every chain space. All right, for round 16, I'm going to chain 1 and turn. And now I'm going to do 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet in each chain 1 space. So we're essentially getting rid of the chain 1 of the wattle. So we're just working 1 single crochet in the chain 1 space and then 1 double crochet in the same chain 1 space. Just not doing the chain 1 of the wattle anymore. So single crochet, double crochet. And then to the next chain 1 space, single crochet and double crochet. And repeat all the way around and join to the first with a slip stitch. All right, we're ready to do our last round, which is round 17. And this will finish up our hat. I am going to chain 1 and turn my work. And it says to single crochet 2 together and repeat around. So we're just going to be doing single crochet 2 together or single crochet decreases all the way around to finish that out. So I'm going to insert my hook, yarn over, pull up a loop in that first stitch, insert my hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, pull through all 3 loops. So I'm just doing that single crochet 2 together decrease all the way around, and I will have 12 stitches at the end of this round, and I'll be ready to fasten off. All right, I'm done with round 17, and I'm going to fasten off now. I'm going to leave a long tail to close up the top, so just a little bit longer than usual. I'm going to fasten that off, and we're going to close up our top. So I've got my tail, and I'm going to grab a yarn needle and attach it to the yarn. And I just need to close up that top. What I like to do usually is weave in and out of each stitch up there at the top. I'll just weave in a few stitches and then pull tight and then do it again until I make it all the way around. Just like so. A few more stitches and pull tight. So here we go is what it looks like. And so there's still a little bit of holes there. So I like to kind of do in and out in a cross shape. Like all four sides, just go through and weave it in and pull tight. Do it again a couple times just so that that top is nice and secure and closed. And then I just take the rest and drop it down the middle. And I'm gonna flip it inside out. To secure it, I usually try to put a few knots in there just so it'll stay tight and stay closed. And then I'll weave in that end. And now our hat is complete. Give it a little fluff. And we are done with the hat. This is the Dooley hat. It's all finished. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I'm happy to help. I hope you'll subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day.